From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Hey folks, good morning. We have finally made it to the weekend. Hope you had a fantastic week. Hope your weekend's even better. Like I said yesterday and like I said over the last couple of days, the trend is up for the temperature, so we're going to have to get hotter before we get cooler, and today's definitely one such example. Let's head out to the valley, see what we got. We got those temperatures flirting with 110 once again as we head through today. Siskiyou and Modoc County out towards the eastern mountains, we're also going to be in the triple digits. Maybe a little hazy out here with a little bit of that smoke drifting up north from the trout fire yesterday, and maybe some lingering smoke in the upper atmosphere as well from some of that hill fire smoke, right? So we're going to have to watch that carefully. And of course, fire conditions, it's July, are a little bit elevated, right? So let's discuss that, see what we have in store here for the rest of the day. And we actually see a little bit of a maxima in the valley of these higher fire weather conditions as we get a little bit gusty and stay relatively dry. So I do want to mention that here. We're actually relatively low to moderate out here in Siskiyou, Modoc County towards the eastern mountains, but you do see some little pockets of higher conditions there. Fortunately, west of the valley, so Trinity Alps West, so we're talking western Siskiyou County, Trinity County, and Humboldt County, which is where the Shelley fire is, where the fire is down here, the Hill fire. The conditions are actually relatively low, so that's going to help the firefighters out quite a bit. But, do your part. Just because the fire conditions are lower out west doesn't necessarily mean that's the case, say, in the valley. So, don't throw your cigarettes out the window. You know the drill. Do your part to prevent fires here this time of year. Of course, we actually also have had a couple of fire weather advisories up north across the state line, which have crept down into portions of Del Norte County and Siskiyou County. So, it's impossible. It's not entirely impossible, rather, that, a couple of those advisories might creep down south, but we don't issue those. The Weather Service does. Just want to mention that, right, that we do have that lighter possibility of some fire weather over the next couple of days. To be honest with you, I think today has the higher fire potential than tomorrow. Notice as we head through tomorrow, you're not really seeing those reds. So we're not talking the middle range of the higher category. We're kind of staying in the low to moderate. So we do see some improvement on that front there. And in fact, over the next several days, I do think the trend first for temperatures is up. Then in the extended term, as I was talking about last night, we start to see those temperatures kind of creep back down. So we do have a little bit of good news there if you're tired of that really big time heat. So also want to mention that we just kicked off there at the beginning talking about that smoke, that some of that might continue to drift south across Siskiyou and Modoc County due to large part to those fires up north. And a lot of this haze is actually from the trout fire way off to the south down by Fresno. And of course, right here's the Hill fire in eastern Humboldt County. Some of that's been drifting over Trinity County, south of Weaverville, north of Hayfork, 299 corridor out to the valley. You might see some of that haze drift here through this afternoon and evening, because that's the one that's really burping up a lot of those pyrocumulus clouds really popping off over the last little bit. Still not very contained, but firefighters working very diligently to get that thing under control. And like I said earlier, looks like the conditions are better out west for the fire weather, so hopefully they can get that done. All right, so here's your forecast highs across the area. Notice really on the north side of Redding, pretty much Siskiyou County, east towards Modoc County, you got that kind of hazy, smoky weather out there with temperatures widespread triple digits across the area. Of course, like I said, Redding could be right there at 109, 110, give it 1 to 2 degrees of wiggle room. I'll have to keep an eye on that, see if we hit 110 once again. And of course, down south, we're talking 105 to 106. Rest of us out towards Trinity County, yeah, you got those triple digits as well. Inland and Humboldt County, portions of Del Norte County, you're also talking those upper 90s and near 100 once again. So we're kind of approaching the peak of that warming trend that I've been talking about over the last several days. And really over the next several days, you don't see that along the coast. But as I always say, head a little further inland, go out of Trinity County, and you see those 100s really sticking around with signs of that cooler weather. Of course, last night, if you missed it, I was talking about how in that extended term, the next 7 to 10 days, we could see more average temperature. So we're not going to be talking widespread 115 degrees anymore. So there is a little bit of hope in the extended term. Hopefully we can get back out of that really hot weather. So that's nice. Hopefully we have that to look forward to. Then over the next several days, of course, out here in Mount Shasta City, Alturas, and Susanville, looks like we're going to be pretty much dry. We were talking about the possibility of that monsoon moisture, but I'll be totally honest with you. I really just don't see enough to give me confidence that that's going to pan out. I think most of us, if not pretty much all of us, will be dry. The main story is going to be that heat. Again, with the extended term, maybe giving us a little bit of a gift of cooler weather. Not going to be cool, of course, but back down to your average. And honestly, I think Redding shows the heat trend pretty well. Notice over the next several days, we're not getting out of this 105 to 110 range for a little bit, right? It's going to be through this weekend. It's going to be through Monday, Tuesday, and it's only towards about this time next week. So we're talking about next weekend, that the signs are there for the trend downwards. But of course, we'll have to keep an eye on it. There is no guarantees in that. Weather can change just like that. So we'll keep a close eye on it. I'll be back with you at 12 for more Fresh on the Weather NorCal Command Center, and I'll speak to you then.